Hello everyone, Christina Werner here. Welcome to another live stream here at my YouTube channel. I'm so happy to have all of you here. Tonight is going to be a little bit different. At the very beginning of this live, I'm going to be showing you some products and then we will get into playing with them. I'm going to be playing with some brand new stamps and dies from Honeybee. From their latest release, their August 2023 release. But before we get to that, let's talk about Stamptember. So first, I'm going to show you the products that I designed that are in the Stamptember release. These are ones that if you've been following or the crafting industry over the last few days, you might have seen already because a lot of people have been using them and creating with them. So first, I have some Halloween items. The first item is a little spider die, which is so cheap. I think it's $3 over at the Simon shop. And unfortunately, it's sold out, probably because it is so inexpensive. And it's one of those items that, you can push your total over that free shipping threshold, right? So, but this little spider comes in handy a lot. The next one is the Too Cute to Spook die. And if you're like, what does that even look like? I'm gonna skip ahead and show you. It's this exact design from this stamp set, but made larger, and it also has the little shadow around the outside. So that's the Too Cute to Spook die. And then we'll just look at the stamp set at the same time. Excuse me, got a little tickle in my throat. This is the Trick or Treat stamp set, and there are coordinating dies for all the different pieces. So that's the Trick or Treat. And then to round out this little suite of Halloween products that I designed, there's this web stencil, and it is so, so dainty. And I wanted one that was so skinny and dainty like this because I wanted to create mono prints with it. That's what Tim Holtz calls it, when you kind of coat a stencil with a thick paint and then you use it almost like a stamp and you press the stencil down onto your project. So I wanted to get that press into my project using a very, very dainty web stencil. So that's the origin of this particular stencil. And also you could use some pixie spray on the back to put a little bit of it, very temporary gentle adhesive, to stick it to your project so you can use it as a regular stencil. Just a little tip from me to you, because this one is so dainty, you do have to treat it just a little bit differently. Okay, so those were my Halloween items that were in the release. And then I have this 6x8 stamp set, which it's weird showing it in person because when they manufactured it, at least the one that I got, it looks like they double printed the design. It makes it look like the words are very, very thick, and they're really not when you stamp them. They're very dainty, actually, and it's just like a very thin line. So it looks thick on the stamp set itself, but the actual image that's stamped is much thinner, just so you know. I think it might just be my stamp set that has this issue. I'm not entirely sure. But this is the Checking In stamp set. So lots of really great, almost like sympathy, get well type greetings, but just anything you need when you need to send support to family or friends. It's really great. Like take your time. Hey, just checking in. How are you doing? Grieving with you. One of those stamp sets that you don't hope you need to use, but you're happy you have it when you need to use it, if that makes sense. So this is a really fun stamp set, and there are coordinating dies for it as well. I think the dies, if you purchase them separately, are sold out right now, but the set, if you purchase them together, is still available, as far as I saw right before I went live here. Okay, so there are 3 items that were added to the Stamptember release, and I want to show them to you now because they're my favorite. They were held back to be used as promos during the big kind of blog celebration over the weekend, and they were items that if you had a code you could get them for free if you spent a certain amount. But now that that promo is over, you can just purchase them outright. So I'm going to show you. So the first one is Autumn Cascade stencil set. It's 2 stencils. I love this one. In fact, we might play with it tonight just because I want to. You've got the basic leaf shape, and then you have the details for inside all of those leaves, or berries, I should say. So you can use both of these together. They're going to line up just perfectly, and they're going to be really, really pretty. And you can have them in a kind of like a moon shape or kind of angle it for your projects. You can do whatever you'd like with it. I love this stencil set. Can't wait to use that. You might have to play with that tonight. Another one is the Thankful and Grateful. It's a 4x6 stamp set, and you can interchange the grateful and thankful to build your entire greeting for your card. So you could say, let's see, I'm incredibly thankful you are near, or I'm incredibly grateful you are near. Grateful and blessed, grateful for the times we spend together. It's a really great kind of almost like Thanksgiving type theme, but without saying Thanksgiving, if that's, if that makes sense. So, and currently there are not dies included in the set, but in the next release in October, they'll be adding the dies. So I've got the dies in hand right now, but just the stamp set is available right now. Just something to know. And I'm so excited for this one. It's my first Christmas stamp set of the year. This is Trees and Stars, and all different kind of like tree styles. And then you've got some really great greetings that you can like put right across the tree itself. You can color in this little kind of elf Santa tree. And like with the last stamp set, there will be dies that will be out in the next release. And that's what they look like. So you can cut out an individual tree. And actually, I do want to show you this. So if you buy the stamp set now, and then you're going to buy the dies later, this triangle die is just slightly bigger than the actual trees themselves. So you'll have a little bit of a border. So when you're using, cutting out each one, that's how it'll work. And the dot tree down here, you're going to have a little more space around those dots so that it looks really, really nice. And then you've got the 3 stars, and I guess that's 4 stars actually. 4 stars and all the greetings, including this little dude that goes for this circle image right here. So you can put a little pom-pom on top of the Santa hat. So all those little things have been thought about for you. So once again, the dies will be available in about, I don't know, I think it's like in about a month. I think the next release for holiday is at the beginning of October. I don't know the exact date. I just know that it's coming. So you can buy the stamp set now and get the dies later. Ta-da! Okay, so those are the things in the Stamptember release that I had designed. So I just wanted to share those with you so that you're aware. And I've linked to all of those down below in the video description, so you can click over and see those. Now for the crafting for tonight, although I might come back to this Autumn Cascade stencil, I love it so much. I'm going to be using some new products from Honeybee. And this is like a whole suite of products. This is the Bountiful Banner stamp set, dies, and then there's this impression set that you can use with stencils, but I don't have the stencils. Honeybee didn't send those to me, so I don't have them on hand yet. But here are the dies. It's a really big die set. Here is the stamp set. Look how pretty that is. You have the opportunity to color in all of these elements and have your own greeting right across the center. And as far as the dies go, it cuts everything out, including the big image right here. And it cuts out all the little individual areas, so it can look pretty dainty once everything is all, said and done. Okay, so they also have this, which is, it's a set of 3 dies. And I've never used something like this before, so I'm really intrigued. But it's basically... like you could use this outer one on the stamp set that'll cut out the stamp images really closely. But what's interesting is you can use this plate, which just has like, well, they call it their impressions plate. So it'll just kind of emboss onto your paper. And then you can use this outer one to cut it out. And then there's a slightly smaller banner die that will cut out the interior. And I believe, I haven't checked this, but I believe you can use this on, oh, you totally can, on the greetings over here. And you'll get a slightly tighter cut than if you were to use this larger banner that's right here. So these banners could probably kind of like nestle inside of each other. So, but that banner goes with that set. these all go together here. So I thought I would just make a quick card with all of these. I thought that would be really fun. But you know what? Before we get to that, just because I want to try that Autumn Cascade stencil set, let's do that first. So this is the one from Simon. It's a 2-step stencil. Ta-da! And the example on the website has kind of like 2 colors for each leaf, like the bigger image is a lighter color and then the more intricate image is a darker shade. You could do that, but I also think it'd be really cool to do all the intricate designs in gold. I think that could be really, really cool. So I'm going to pick out some colors. Maybe I'll use Lawn Fawn Gold. Let's use Lawn Fawn stencil paste. I think that could be really pretty. Those colors all together for a nice fall. And let's do it on top of some craft cardstock. All right, let's start up at the top here. I'm going to get these berries. Like I said, I've got to isolate each one. They're so close. You could also just do like a blend. Oh, that actually could be really pretty. Not isolating each one, but just do like a blend of colors going all the way down. That could be really pretty. Time for the big reveal, and then I'm going to go clean the stencil because there is a lot of ink on it, and also wash my hands. So I'm going to look at this. I need to wash that off before it transfers to my project. So let's lift this up very carefully. Oh, I love that. It's going to be so pretty. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get clean fingertips to lift this up. I love that so much. Ooh, Simon Says stamp tiny dots. Okay, that might be a good one. We'll do cobblestone. I want it to be lighter. And just because I want to make it easier on myself for when I apply the stencil paste, I'm going to go ahead and protect these corners again so that I don't accidentally put the paste over the top. Okay, just going to get a small amount. I really don't need even that much. And just right over the top. Okay. I'm just going to lightly go over this to smooth it out. Oh, not too bad. Okay. All right. So while that dries, I think that looks so pretty with all that gold on it. While this dries, maybe we'll play with that honeybee stamp set and die. All right, I'm going to use some Neenah Solar White inside my MISTI. All right, and I'm going to use dark chocolate ink. Like I said before, this ink is formulated to be waterproof and also Copic friendly. So I'm going to go ahead and use it as my Copic friendly ink today. Why not? And I probably will have to stamp it twice. We'll color them. Okay, so I really like that in the brown. It's a little hard to see on camera, but it is brown as opposed to black. Let's do Thinking of You. Oh, that's really pretty. I like how dainty this font is. Dainty is a word I keep using in this live stream. I'm not sure why. So now I'm going to take the die for this, and it's just going to cut out that whole entire image. Okay, just like that. It's interesting the banner is not like lining up, but the die, you know what? Maybe you need to turn it. Let's try it. Ha, there we go. So glad I turned it. Okay, yeah, that lines things up a little better. Okay, let's see how that cut it out. Oh, that's pretty. I really love that. That looks great. Christine asks, will you do Christmas cards before Halloween? That's too late for me. I already started. I'll have a few Christmas cards between now and Halloween, but my Christmas, the bulk of my Christmas cards are going to be created during my holiday card series, and that will happen it'll start right before Halloween. All right, let's just even this up just a tiny bit more. So it's probably more like 3/4 of an inch off the bottom. Okay, I think that's so pretty, and I think you could even do like that dot stencil just on the bottom half. That'd be really pretty there too. Okay, so here's the other card kind of started. And we need to do some sort of greeting to finish it off. Yeah, heartfelt hello. I think there's some really great greetings in this one, and I can stamp and die cut it. Mask off that bottom right there. And I'll have this first one be in the dark chocolate ink. Close enough. Paper over that, and then now we know that that Y kind of creeps down in between those letters, so I'm just going to get that covered up a little bit. And then I'm going to use, I think I'll do the burnt orange color. Ta-da! So we have a two-tone greeting. That looks pretty good right there. Run this through my Anna Griffin Empress. It's right here. Ta-da! Okay, so here are the two cards for today. You can see that gold stencil paste on that one. I think it looks so pretty. That two-layer stencil there with the intricate detail. And then we've got the Bountiful Banner kind of suite of products from Honeybee. So I used the stamp and the die set. Some people in the comments reminded me that there is a stencil, like a coloring stencil set for the stamps. And that is absolutely true. I just don't have the stencils. Otherwise, I probably would have used them today. So here are the finished cards. Thanks so much for joining me today. I will be back later this week with some more card inspiration. Thanks for watching.